Hello, I'm Michelle Cowan, and I am a middle grades academic facilitator for language arts and social studies. Today, I'm here to talk to you about theme. We're going to search for meaning, and this is RL2. And our I can statement is I can determine the theme in a piece of text. So let's jump right on in and get learning about theme. So the first thing is theme is a unifying idea. Now, the theme is what the author is trying to teach us. Could be ideas about life the author is trying to express to me as the reader, or it could be a message or a lesson that the reader can take away from a particular piece of literature. So typically the theme is not explicitly stated. You have to infer it as a reader, meaning that the author isn't going to come right out and tell us. We're going to have to use the pieces of puzzle that the author drops along the way to help us figure out what the theme is. So there are 3 steps that we're going to take, and we're going to use the acronym TAP. T-A-P, that's going to help us identify a theme. So the first thing we're going to do is for our T, we're going to think. We're going to think about the challenges that the main character is facing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves, what is the main character struggling with? And finally, we're going to pay attention to how the main character reacts to and solves their problem. So we also are going to pay attention to the plot. Because when we look at a plot diagram and we look at how a story progresses, we're going to see that the theme develops over the course of the story. So important moments in the plot are normally tied to the theme. So there's also a theme or hierarchy because stories often have more than one theme, especially longer novels. So I want you to think about ranking the themes in order of importance. So the first thing we might look for is the primary theme. And then the secondary themes are those smaller themes that maybe aren't found throughout the whole piece of text, but might be found in parts. Our primary theme is going to be supported through the entire text. So let's practice. We're going to read a story and we're going to tap. We're going to think about the challenges. We're going to ask ourselves, what are they struggling with? And we are going to pay attention to how the character reacts. So let's give it a try. Because of a feud over a piece of land, Ulrich and George are bitter enemies. One night they encountered each other on the disputed land. Each thinks of killing the other. Suddenly a huge tree falls and pins them both under its weight. At first the men threaten each other. After a while, they notice each other's suffering and make a pact of friendship and look forward to being rescued and living in peace. Let's think about the challenges that the main characters are facing. Well, the 2 men are fighting over a piece of land. Let's ask ourselves, what are the main characters struggling with? Well, they're struggling because they are facing possible death because they're pinned underneath that tree. And then we're going to pay attention to how they react and solve the problems. And remember, the way they solve their problem is they agree to put the feud behind them and to be friends. So what are some possible themes that we can draw from this piece of text? Well, we can think survival is more important than owning land, or letting go of hatred feels good. So those are 2 possible themes that we can get out of this story. So I want you to remember that a theme is a unifying idea. And in order to find the theme, we are going to tap. We're going to find out what the reader is trying to teach us. It could be ideas about life, and it could be a message or a lesson that the author is trying to send us. So that's all I have. Remember to tap when you're looking for a theme.